Time locks the dimensional escape. The year is 2085 and the world is falling. It wasn't a bang but a slow, suffocating shock. The environment designated a fight by the global council was perpetually bruised and strained out on the city street. Sunlight was a rare commodity filtered through a permanent, smoky haze that tears off ozone and metallic pollution. The city itself was a testament to humanity overreach. Impossible tall modular apartment blocks were stacked one upon the other, leaning precariously against the blue sky. Those but like aggressive insects. Some maintaining civilian, others performing the patrick task of distributing minimal legends. A massive digital billboard, the world's last functioning beacon flicker with dry warning. Restored Education Critical Level 8. Amidst the chaos, a small screen offered a fleeting description. A young man stood on a podium. Cousin Singh Alexander, once again claiming victory, a rare triumph in these difficult times. An automated news reporter intoned. Stan, the youngest at 18 but still possessing the 100. White eyes of a small child watched the screen, cutting his worn teddy bear. Beside him stood Hart, 24, composed and agent despite their imposing doom, the emotional center of their orphaned family. He made it, the champion. Hart affirmed his voice a calm counterpoint to the city roar. The moment of triumph ended with a sickening violence. A nearby structure shivers raining down, pulverized concrete and fractional gas. Stan cried out, burrowing into in hard sight. Hard composure craved. He scanned the sky, his imagination screaming that this was not merely infrastructure decay. This was the final convergence. Deep beneath the quaking city, in a place the government thought ours, Patrick B. Alexander work, the abandoned research lab, was a subterranean vault, cafeness and cold, illuminated by the haphazard glow of the rigorous power conduits. Dust mirth danced in a stark self of light, filtering through cracked vent. It smelled of stale air, burnt ozone, and cold metal. The scent of forgotten science. Patrick, the scientist, his sibling once knew as Phil, was intense, unshaven, and utterly exhausted. He started at the console where converging data stream, seismic activity, atmospheric pressure, resource depletion, all break into a terrifying, unified red line. The rating for dimensional stability was plummeting towards zero. It's accelerating, he muttered. The words barely audible over the increasing tremor beneath his feet. He snapped up a scalar comms device. The global timeline had just been cut 2 hours. Hard pattern, get to the lab. Now, global convergence. The heavy outer door slide open. Speaking guilt and exhaust, Hart and Stan burst in their space, thick with dust. Patrick, what is this? The city is collapsing, Hart cried, looking beyond the chaos outside to the chaos within the lab. Patrick didn't look away from the screen. It's global, Hart. The final convergence is here. He gestured to the terrifying map, a mosaic of red, warning that the planet was tearing itself apart. Stan, crushing his teddy bear, voiced the universal question. Are we all going to die? Before Patrick could answer, Peyton A. Alexander, his stepbrother, stole in. Immaculate even when covered in grease, his terror government suit barely concealed his rigid anger. Patrick, the faculty was decommissioned. Peyton roared, His voice-cutting thought the tremors. Why did you reactivate the dimensional escape arch? The arch was the laboratory centerpiece, a sleek presenting metallic structure that shimmered with barely contained dangerous energy. It was their father's impossible work, the reason for the family, enduring gift and rivalry. Because it's the only way to save us, Patrick shot back, his eye rocked on the arch. I will have refined the stabilization matrices. It's ready for our family. We crossed into a stable parallel dimension, a queen sled. Peyton's face was a mask of cold fury and desperate recognition. This technology was dismissed as a fantasy after the accident. And you want to abandon everyone else? Peyton, the government agent, couldn't fathom trading his duty for a selfish escape, even with the world ending. A new com signal flashed, and unscheduled, the separate pink. Sophia Elizabeth, his childhood friend. Our next whistle was the only music Patrick eventually heard. Sophia. Patrick, the London Lizard Hawk is gone. Where are you? Her voice stung with panic. Broke tooth. Patrick's singular focus. He immediately initiated an emergency pick-up protocol. He turned back to his siblings. The selfishness of the dimensional escape plan dissolving into ashes. No, we can't just leave, Patrick said, his eye now fixed on a much larger, darker destiny. There's another way. Patrick reluctantly pushed the dimensional escape schematic aside, replacing them with design for a vastly different machine, a complex, impossible fixing chamber. This is an expression of my fixing aging technology, molecular physics, he explained, his worried repressed by a magnetic conviction. Complete sequestration of molecular kinetic energy, atom locks. He showed a diagram of human cells subtend in a perfectly stable, zero-point energy field. This wasn't just an escape, it was a preservation. We built a sanctuary. We preserve billions until this dimension heals. Peyton stopped, his hand gripping the table edge. God, you're proposing to stop physics for billions? Your facing aging is theoretical even for microbial life. The theory is sound. Sophia believed in it. Patrick Raw, in working, the only person who shared his impossible fate. The ceiling above cracked, showering them with dust. The earth itself seemed to demand an answer. Is it even possible to build, Patrick? Hart asked, his practical nature clinging to the slimness there of logic. With the light resources and political will, yes. But we need to start the prototype immediately. The government would lock you up. They are controlling panic, not authorizing miracles. Patrick faced his brother, not as a scientist, but as a desperate revolutionary. Then you make them sanction it. You have the access, Python. This machine is the only hope that isn't just for us, it saves the world. Peyton stared at the global collapse map, then at his brother. He saw not a dreamer, but a truth. The only two capable of creating the ultimate distraction, the ruthless logic of survival won. Peyton moved to the government Black Site Command Center. It was a sterile chaotic bunker. Its air thick with the smell of stale coffee and fear. Holographic projections of failing infrastructure and spelling crastily caught, sweating around the table. Jello Lena, a hard woman with composer, was barely masking the speculation to face him. I don't care about molecular fantasy, Agent Alexander. My priority is evacuation, Lena snapped, tapping furiously at the console. General, evacuation is failing. Civil unrest is global. Peyton argued, his voice a little monotone. My brother molecular phase is the only distraction that offers universal hope. If it stabilizes the populace for a few weeks, it's worth the investment. Lena studies their agents, assessing the leaks. She saw the cold, calculated truth in his eyes. Fine. Black chair classification. Maximum secrecy. You are entirely responsible, Agent Alexander. If this fails, you both pay. She stated, her words sealing their face. Understood, General. Peyton nodded. The deal was stuck, not in hope, but in brutal political necessity.
Peyton returned to the lab. Patrick was pacing, his anxiety palpable. The blast door hissed open. We have a government section, minimal resource, maximum secrecy. This is the site Alpha, Peyton announced. Patrick stared, stunned by his stepbrother's impossible success. You did it. This is the calculated directive, Patrick, not a recalculation. Peyton warned, his eye holding a lifetime of resentment and pessimism. But if it saved this world, so be it. He extended his hand. It wasn't an offer of brotherhood, but it was a pact between rival units by extinction. A truce for the project, Peyton stated. Patrick took his hand. The shake hand was firm, a professional grip sealing their unlikely alliance. For the first time since their parents' death, they was working toward a common goal, pushing their painful family history aside to shoulder the weight of 15 billion souls. The following week was very phrenic, exhausting construction with a site Alpha. The energy was relentless. The massive, complex skeleton of prototype molecular free chamber began to dominate the space, its scale drawing the covered dimensional escape arch, a monument to path not taken. Patrick and his small, hand-picked team worked on the intricate stabilization array, flew by synthetic nutrient paths, and sheer scientific oblation. He barely stepped, collapsing into cold next to his console. During the perpetual synthetic night, Sophia would arrive, her clear bags allowing entry. She brought simple food and, more importantly, a steady present. Even in Art 5, a scientist must eat, she murmured, gently massaging the tension from his shoulder. Their eyes would meet, a quiet, intimate moment amid the noise from the weaving and humbling machinery. Their friendship was blossoming into the desperate, intense love, their connection frightened, securely from the surrounding apocalypse. Peyton, meanwhile, remained a relentless protector, conducting tense, classified meeting in the bunker's core. He was the wall between the project and the dying of world, securing impossible resource and deflecting political attack, maintaining the rationate timeline. One night, Patrick was stumped, drawing a marker against the whiteboard covering the complex, failing equation. Sophia, quietly turning her violin, watched. She walked over, cycled a single variable, and began to hum a complex, rhythmic melody, a composition she hadn't yet named. Patrick started, recognizing the harmonic pattern. The musical rhythm stabilized a chaotic variable. The counter frequency paused. He whispered, grabbing a marker, furiously, Grasping the breakthrough equation, he pulled her into tight, desperate hug. The love that sealed the breakthrough was their greatest, most vulnerable strength. The prototype molecular free chamber stood complete, a vertical tower of dark alloy, pulsating with contained energy. Patrick and his team prepared for the first test, a full freeze-thaw of simple mold sample. General Reynolds and Peyton watched from the viewer platform, their skepticism barely masked by their desperation. This better be worth it, Alexander, Reynolds mustered. Initiate control nexus shot, 10 seconds to freeze. Sophia, monitor molecular drift, Patrick command. Zero drift, stabilizing, has confirmed from the auxiliary console. The chamber hummed, a deep, resonating sound from vibrated through the floor plate. The temperature dropped into the impossible. Now, freeze. Applying sapphire blue light engulfed the mold sample. The hum cut off, replaced by an absolute, chilling silence. The sample perfectly sustained, molecular motion utterly hemmed. Status, pattern demand, frozen, complete preservation. Now, the thaw, Patrick replied, his voice strained. The hard part was over, the impossible part was next. Initiate control draw protocol, Patrick ordered. The chamber began glow faintly, warm. Suddenly, a high-pitched, pressing arm ripped to the left. Agent Alexander, critical branch, the outer perimeter is down. Peyton snapped his comms. The source was a rumor, a whisper that had escaped. Black tier, security, the time lock. Protester, agent, 1,000. They heard a rumor of time lock. They want in. The terrifying desperate roar erupted from outside the reinforced wall, a sound of a panicking world demanding salvation. Abort the test, deploy defense, Reynolds screamed. No, we lose the data, Patrick. Finish the door, I will buy you time, Peyton yelled, drawing his sick pistol. The agent in him was acting, but the brother was secret-fitting. Peyton stepped into the corridor, sealing the blast door behind him. He figured, framed briefly by the doorway, was the last line of defense against annihilation. Patrick was left alone with Sophia, the dull arm blast red. Patrick, the temperature is spiking, external vibrations are drawing off the matrix. Sophia cried, her eye wide with terror. I can stabilize the counter frequency. My hands are shaking. Patrick's fear was palpable. He was too close to failure. Sophia acted without words. She slid her hand over his on the control, steadying his physical tremor. Then she began to hum the complex, rhythmic medley, the silent symphony that unlocked the science, now fighting terror. Focus on sound, Patrick. Let it guide the energy. Patrick closed his eyes, centering himself on her presence, her sound, his hand, guided by the perfect rhythm of her love, slowly manipulate the control. The high-pitched arm began to drop, stabilizing. I love you, Sophia, he whispered, the raw profession of his heart overriding the clamor of the world. I love you, Patrick. Now, open your eyes. He opened them. The panel was stable. The Tau protocol completed its cycle. Silent descent, heavy and absolute. The chamber door is open. Patrick looked inside. The mold sample was not shattered, nor burned. It was vibrantly green, perfectly restored, preserved in sustained animation, and returned to life. It worked, Hart cried from the console. It worked, Patrick confirmed. Their relics forgotten. The blast door ground open. Peyton re-entered, his suit torn, a bruise blooming on his cheek. He was round up, but he was alive. He motioned for Singh and Stan to come forward. We held the line. They dispersed, believing the government had sealed the machine. But the secret is temporary, Peyton said. His voice husky. He looked at the restored moss, then at Patrick. The figure of pride in the agent's eye was undeniable. We have the proof. We can still activate the dimensional escape for us, or we can proceed. The three protagonists stood at the crossroads of their fate. Peyton, the agent, Hart and Stan, the family, Sophia, the anchor, Patrick, the scientist. Patrick looked at the small covert arch. The dimensional escape was selfish escape for a broken family. He pulled the cover off, revealing the stick, powerful but small device. The dimensional escape was for a broken family. The time lock is for a broken world. We proceed, Patrick declared, his voice ringing with conviction only earned through crisis. We use the powerful source. We use science. We build the molecular freeze chamber. He faced Peyton. You handle the world, Sophia, and I will handle the humanity. Sophia stepped beside him, her hand finding his. The world was frozen, hope is stalled. They stood unit before the massive, humbling chamber, and escaped not through space, but through time, sealed by science and strength by reconciliation.